This is Unit 3, some examples of periods. I'm going to start with Schubert, his Frühlingstraum, Dream of Spring from Winterreise, or Winter's Journey. Let's skip over the intro and begin here with this pickup. I'll let you listen to it, but the first phrase goes for these first four measures of the vocal melody and lands us here on a tonic. Let's label that cadence. We're in F major. We go 2, 5, 1. Move the note up top. Okay, so what do you get? IAC, okay. I've left out 1 here. 1 chord symbol. D, F, A. In the key of F, that's 6. And the reason I want to emphasize that is it's doing this job that we've been talking about in Unit 3. It's serving as a bridge. This is a submediant chord, a 6, getting from 1 to the predominant. So here's our tonic. Not quite moving away from tonic, but now easing ourselves into the dominant tonic. Okay, so now back to periods. We don't probably have a period with this IAC. Let's see what happens next. Okay, he avoids closure here by keeping the melody going. This drive pushes it through. Listen to how that sounds when he goes 5-1 here. But try keeps the momentum going. Da 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 dee da 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 da. Scale degree 1. Notice the bass 4, 5, 1 and the chords 2, 6, 5, 1. So he's done this progression again, but now the melody settles down and creates a PAC. Could have been 1 here, but he avoids it by continuing his melodic motion. All right, so we have a longer phrase, an expanded phrase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures long, and there's our PAC. This is the important thing for us in determining whether it's a period, because a period is all about closure. This is not all the way done, but this is. We can diagram it like this. 4-bar phrase, 6-bar. First phrase, the antecedent, ends with an IAC. PAC at the end. That makes that a period. Well, what kind? Let's start with the melodic label. Ya da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da dee da 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 da. So comparing these two melodies, how similar are these? Same rhythm for a little bit, pick up and then this part, but then look how it diverges here. This is quite different. They sound different enough to me that I'm going to say they sound really different. So I'm going to put A here in the antecedent and B there. That makes it contrasting. I need one of the melodic terms, either contrasting or parallel. Now I need a harmonic label for my second portion of the label for the period. If I have an IAC and then a PAC, what does that make? Well, it could have stood alone, but that's not quite done. The word for that is sectional. When you have a period that ends the antecedent with an IAC, consequent with a PAC, you have a sectional period. Full label then is contrasting sectional period. And it's handy to have a diagram that shows what's going on. I like to do those for just about every one of them. So let's continue now with another example. Again, I'm going to skip over the intro and just look at the melody. Listen to this again so you get the sound of it. Let me go very quickly through this. Here's a cadence with a break there. Here's another one here. It's a very slow tempo. So it looks very brief, but it's longer. You could count this as, well, it's a half measure, full measure, another half measure, so that's really 2 measures long. And then this one does the same. You got the full measure, a couple half measures, another 2. He's just starting mid-measure each time. Okay, so now let's look at whether this forms a period, and if so, what kind. Well, I've got two phrases with closure here. Take a look at it. First phrase ends there. You're ending on 5, so you need a half cadence. This is an authentic cadence of some kind. Look at the top. Scale degree 1 in the main melody. So PAC. Half cadence for the antecedent, PAC for the consequent. That makes it one big unit. It's necessary that this phrase end with less closure than that one, or else they won't form one unit. So this is a period of some kind. Compare the melodies. Again, they're quite different, aren't they? A and B. And is it parallel or contrasting then? Well, they're different. So contrasting. Think of the harmonic terms again. Interrupted, continuous, and sectional. Well, look at that. If we have a half cadence, we can't determine, it's not sectional, but we can't determine whether it's interrupted or continuous. We have to look past the cadence and look how the antecedent starts. That's not tonic. It's something else. It's kind of odd. It's a minor 5. Now, I've also analyzed it this way, as motion to 2, since we've got the leading tone to 2, and there's a 2/6 already. We can think of all these chords as being in this key of 2 for a moment. It's called a key area. It's a little chunk of music that implies some other tonic. Here you can think of it as 4, 1, 7, 6, 1. In other words, plagal motion to the 1/6, and then some passing motion down. In fact, I guess you could think of it all as embellishing. It's all embellishing 2. So that's another way to take it. And you could label it that way. That's 4 in 2, or 4 of 2, if you like. The main point, though, is it's not tonic. Here, it's not a return to tonic, and that means it's continuous. There's a continuity here. You land on 5, turn it to minor, and you keep going. There isn't the sense of, oops, didn't quite get there, restart, get closer. That would have been interrupted. So this is contrasting continuous period. One more. Now here finally we have a case where you've got the opening melody. See, I'm coming back here. They begin the same way, and with that we can right away write in parallel. Okay, let's look at listen to it first before you get into what I'm about to say. But the first phrase, now that you've heard it, probably know that that's a half cadence. This restarts on tonic. The PAC, as you'll hear, comes there. So we have a half cadence and a PAC with a return to tonic after that. That's interrupted. So parallel, interrupted, period, and I'll leave the diagram to you.